evening, and welcome to Psychic the Plans. I'm Aeson Knight, and of course, with me tonight is to take you with Moses, the husband and partner, but also the business manager. And
Hello.
we're planning tonight.
Pardon?
And we're planning. All right, let me get the socials out. Let's tell us about this week and how fun it's been.
Oh, this past week? Yeah. Well, and it's going to make planning interesting for this week too. Yeah. So we are currently down to 0 vehicles that get us where we want to go, other than those who have been kind enough to help us out right now. And to that, we are greatly appreciative. Don't get me wrong. Kia Motors, however, you can go fuck yourself right in the ass. That has thrown a giant wrench into some of the plans that we both normally have, stuff that we've previously agreed to. And we are just having to kind of reimagine what we're doing and how we're doing it. So we've been doing things like using Instacart so we can get home delivery of groceries. And we, that's actually worked out really well. That actually is looking to be a new future permanent kind of thing.
Well, that is one thing that, yes, it will go permanent because it's going to save me time, and you guys are going to see what I do with the time here in a minute.
Right. Anyway, I had a train of thought, and I've slightly lost it. So we do have some different things that we had pre-scheduled and committed to. So some of those have been kind of recurrent things that we've been doing that we've had to ask people, okay, you're going to have to find an alternative. Because that's not going to be doable. Either reschedule the appointment or reschedule the thing. And then we're kind of shooting forward, and because right now we don't know when we're getting the car back. It might be sometime this week. It might be sometime next week. It might be sometime after a class action lawsuit settles and they finally realize that they have no out and that driving people crazy is not a good business solution.
Right.
So some future point we will be back on the road.
Right.
Sorry if you can't hear the dripping disdain in my voice for the situation. Oh, it's there. It is very, very frustrating. Hey, Emily. So we've been dealing with it and we're doing what we can. Now, the one thing we have that is immovable is we do have Beltane in the Hills. That's in Morgantown coming up this weekend, May 13th. So, we will be at that.
Yeah.
So we're also having to work out some more advanced travel arrangements than normal and see what we can do in terms of a rental car and being able to use that as transportation to and from.
Yep.
And then tacking that on top of maybe a hotel stay. We're not sure.
No, we're doing a hotel stay. I decided that last night if we can get one.
Okay.
Yeah, we handled that last night. It's just, we're going to make it.
No. Well, here's our other situation and in all this. This has been a very costly experience, and some of those expenses are supposed to be reimbursable. We're not really holding our breath on that. Nor even if they are reimbursed, we're not holding our breath. It's going to be a quick reimbursement. Because the towing in this situation is well over $500 in towing charges. Then on top of that, we have vehicle repair. That's quickly closed in on $1,000.
We're at $1,600 right now.
Yeah. Okay. So, and then, well, all total, So we're at about $1,600.
Yeah.
And then We are 100% sure what the problem is. However, we've had to go and because of a dealer only parts situation, we have had to tow this vehicle to a mechanic we don't trust and
Mm-hmm.
really we're trying not to use, but because it's a dealer only part,
Mm-hmm.
as in, Kia Motors is basically putting us over a barrel and refusing us the right to use our own mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
We're having to use their mechanics that have repetitively been a problem,
And failed.
and haven't shown themselves trustworthy or have the ability to actually fix it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
all this leads us to we're kind of half expecting to have them come back and say that it was actually something else and that it wasn't their problem, and we may get stuck paying more.
Right. And if we do, we do. Like, I'm at the point now that we do, we do. However, this does affect our programming because you guys aren't going to see Psychic the budgets for a couple weeks because we can't budget.
Well, we can't budget at this point. Our budget has been blown to hell. Any savings we had took a hit.
Oh, it took a wipeout, and that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. It hasn't changed our financial goals. It hasn't changed our planning on how we're going to get there. It's just a restart. So you guys are going to see me work my ass out of a hole.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And you're going to see it out on paper how we work our ass out of a hole. And this stuff happens, especially when you do not have a month ahead, which is our goal, is to get a full month ahead in bills and an emergency fund, which we used our emergency fund. We also used our cash funds. We also, signed, sealed, and delivered payments on time, correctly. Like, we haven't kited anything, which has been amazing. Thank the goddess. But, it's going to be a reboot when the next Psychic that Plans edition.
You're right. It'll be starting back from we had to wipe everything to zero and then, okay, let's try this again.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously we're frustrated, and I think that's worth talking about in terms of budgeting and finances and everything else. This has been a pretty major setback.
Yeah.
And granted, if because I'm trying not to attach myself too heavily to getting the reimbursements.
Mm-hmm.
If I really hope we do, but if we get those reimbursements in, that's money we can immediately put over and go, all right, we're replenishing what we had to take out to settle this emergency.
Right.
And that will be wonderful.
Right.
I don't want to get too attached to it because, quite frankly, when people say they'll reimburse stuff,
they don't.
I don't always trust that.
Right.
Especially when they have to put like 5 hours worth of contingencies, or so it felt. On top of it is like, well, if this and if that and if this other thing, and so yeah, I see your weasel path.
Right.
And having dealt with this particular company,
right. And now 2 lawyers, like we have 2 separate lawyers dealing with this particular company. But I've had one conversation with one lawyer. She's lovely. She gave us the form. She told us what to do. She told us to call us back if there was any issues. And Monday morning you're going to see a call scheduled, and that's the other lawyer that's dealing with the Kia company.
Because we unfortunately entered the space in which we bought 2 vehicles from the same company because, well, fun story. I don't hate my Kia Soul. Don't get me wrong. I just really want to say that. I don't hate my Kia Soul. I hate the situation it's in. I hate that it has the particular defect that it does. I hate that we just cannot drop, like many other vehicle owners in the world. Because remember, what is it? The average family is $400 away from economic catastrophe. Yeah, we're part of that.
Yeah.
We're in that bell curve. So
Yep.
a $10,000 vehicle expense out of thin air
Right.
is not an easily surmountable thing.
Right.
With that said,
Mm-hmm.
I think most people watching this, if you got slapped with a $10,000 bill to fix your car, would have an immediate problem.
Right.
As do we. So, but we didn't hate our car.
No, we don't hate
And
either of the cars.
yeah, I do hate the specific, like, thank you, universe, for the exact moment that it broke down. Like, that was really unkind
Well, I
because the
don't
exact,
know because I keep
okay,
thinking about this. It could have broke down in December. It could have broke down in January when I was fighting the 8 ball with an 8 ball. Um,
and I understand that, and that wasn't the vehicle I was talking about. I was
oh,
talking about when my Kia Soul died,
mm,
which leads into purchasing yours because it did break down in December. That's when my Kia Soul died a couple
right.
of years ago.
Yeah.
At the end of 2021. If y'all remember, the used car market was a complete and total weirdo experience to be
Mm-hmm.
in. And frankly, we bought the best vehicle we could,
Mm-hmm.
which turned out to be a Kia.
Right.
Quite frankly, in our local area, it was the only vehicle that looked like it had not been pulled out of a lake and salvaged.
Mm-hmm.
And was in the best shape of anything we looked at, and I mean that sincerely.
Right.
And we were not upset. We were like, okay, this will be great, this will be fine. And we've had a number of stumbles with it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because we no more than got it. We had to replace a transmission. We've had some ongoing issues with it that no mechanic has been able to tell us until this most recent one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, all in all, though, and what I don't want to get missed in this is I have a lot of gratitude
Mm-hmm.
that, if my brake pump was going to fail, I'm very grateful it did that where it did, which was on a small local small community side street
Mm-hmm.
where I did not have a lot of speed and I was not in any danger of being totally unable to stop the vehicle and plunge to fiery death, like say 77, if
Mm-hmm.
you're all familiar. Like if my brakes had failed on 77, we wouldn't be doing this show. At least I wouldn't be.
Mm-hmm.
So I have gratitude there.
Right.
So if a part's going to fail, a part's going to fail.
Right.
But what we're really not having gratitude for, and I don't think anyone should, is a company that really just puts consumers in a position that they know they have a defective part, they know they have a problem, and they are doing the absolute bare minimum, the slowest way possible
Mm-hmm.
to try to effectively push consumers into making other choices
Mm-hmm.
that relieves them of their responsibility. That I have a problem with. That's why I'm so angry.
Oh yeah. Like I have a problem with Kia in general. Speaking with the lawyers, it sounds even worse
Mm-hmm.
than what we're experiencing.
My
And
problem isn't defects. My problem isn't a recall. My problem isn't that you made a mistake and you have a vehicle with a problem, or in our case, multiple vehicles with a
mm-hmm.
problem. I can have a ton of forgiveness for that.
Mm-hmm.
Even when the problems that they present are horrible and severe and costly,
Mm-hmm.
I can be a very understanding person.
Mm-hmm.
But, hey, we make mistakes. It's okay. Fix
Mm-hmm.
it.
Right.
My problem is when your definition of fix it
Mm-hmm.
is nothing you would do to any human being that you know,
Right.
and you are hiding behind a big giant corporate badge, putting as
Mm-hmm.
much distance as the leadership of your company, as much distance as you possibly can
Mm-hmm.
between the solutions you're offering and the people you're affecting with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, oh, just have it towed an hour and a half away. Maybe they can get you in earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Another $367 tow bill. Oh, but we'll reimburse you for most of it.
maybe if
maybe, but
this, then
yeah.
that, and this other thing,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
basically setting up their weasel room
Right.
on
So,
a company that's been weaseling out of everything with fine print and tiny little distinctions that
mm-hmm.
fundamentally don't matter.
Right.
Because that's where I am with the 2016 Kia Soul, and the reason that I didn't immediately have the ability to get Kia to replace my engine
Mm-hmm.
was tiny wiggle room, known as they sent a recall notice on a software update
Mm-hmm.
that wasn't a software update. It was a covert way of determining whether or not my engine was failing and extending my warranty for it,
Mm-hmm.
through a recall that sounded totally unimportant
Mm-hmm.
when we were still in the middle of a pandemic.
Right.
That's the kind of weasel room that no,
No.
you
And again, that'll be that call on Monday that I've got to make. Talking with the direct attorney, because I got his direct number, that handled this case.
mm-hmm.
So we'll be seeing what he has to say. As I understand, there's another suit in progress that he's handling. And then we have attorney generals now going after this company.
Oh yes.
So it will be fun. It will be interesting. We'll take you along for the ride through the details. Um, but, here's the factors. This is what pisses me off. I've had that. I'm looking at the sportage right now. It has been inspected by 2 mechanics for the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them said it was the transmission. We replaced the transmission, then told me that it would figure itself out.
Yeah, the lights would go out on the dash and it would work out its problems.
Right. All right. Then we had another mechanic that is a Kia mechanic tell us it needed new brakes. That was the problem. And they could put them on for 3 times the price.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had a mechanic replace the brakes.
Who still didn't catch that wasn't going to resolve our issue and our complaint.
Right. It took the 5th mechanic that can't fix the first problem but is looking for the rest of the problems because he heard road noise.
Mm-hmm. Like he was in the same boat we were with it. Is like, what the hell is that sound? And like, it sounds bad. You should probably fix that.
Right. Yeah. Now that no, my transmission sensors weren't bad. No, my transmission was. Oh no, that's 6 mechanics. I forgot 6 because we started out with the original.
Yes, the one with the dealership we bought it from that said what problem?
No, the one before that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the one before that we took them to, and they said you can either, we can't fix it. You'll have to take it to a tranny shop, or you can drive it till it falls apart.
Yeah.
So that's 6 mechanics to find out that there's a bent axle and a bad wheel bearing.
Yeah, which the bad wheel bearing is because of the bent axle. It's just that all this has gotten progressively, steadily worse. Like,
Right.
bent axles don't get better.
Right.
They don't straighten themselves out. That's a 1,000,000 to 1 lightning shot that you hit something in the road so perfectly that it fixes your bent axle.
Yeah.
And then a bent axle will put stress on the wheel bearing, which causes it to prematurely fail.
Right.
So,
yeah, 6 mechanics and 6 mechanics in. We're going to the 7th mechanic to fix the warranty issue.
mm-hmm.
And that is all that they are allowed to do. And I will probably take it back to the 6th mechanic and have him check it.
Mm-hmm. Now, at 19 minutes and some seconds into our show, you may be wondering, what on earth does any of this have to do with psychic that plans? And more importantly, what does this have to do with planning? And I think that's worth telling you now.
Everything.
So, after all that, part of our lives, a very big part of our lives, is because we're in West Virginia. We are not in New York City. We're not in Los Angeles. We're not in Miami. We don't live in one of those lovely live-work communities where you can just, in a high-rise or a multi-floor building over a shopping center, where we can just walk and take care of our daily business.
Mm-hmm.
This has thrown such a wrench into our schedule, you would not believe.
Mm-hmm.
So, we have family members that we've been helping out because of various of their own like license and vehicle situations that they can't drive.
Mm-hmm.
And that's multiple. That's I have a niece and a great nephew, and we have his mom. At a bare minimum, because they are
Mm-hmm.
quite some distance from us, as well as our own household transportation needs, because again, this is West Virginia. There's nothing in 5 minutes of walking distance.
Mm-hmm.
Not 5 minutes, like 20 to 30 minutes walking distance, yes.
Yes.
Um, but that's not really always feasible because everything we have to go walk and do takes a lot of time out of our
Mm-hmm.
day and makes a lot of the other things that we're doing get pushed around and or fall off the schedule because there wasn't time.
Right.
So it means we're now having to also rely on other people for rides, and we have to work around their schedules
Mm-hmm.
and their availabilities
Mm-hmm.
and what's convenient for them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in addition to that means we're having to work really hard in how we schedule stuff and how we plan our days so that this has the least impact, especially on you guys for shows, but it has the least impact on clients, the least impact on our ability just to work.
Yeah.
So it's
And
amazing.
also, it's showing us ways that we can change some of our behaviors and use some more updated things like shopping apps, delivery services. And
Like
that's when,
as much as we've enjoyed, doing our own shopping,
hmm
for a very long time, it is becoming kind of an antiquated thing for people to go do their own grocery shopping. Who
well,
knew?
what was shocking to me is, and if she's watching, hi, I'll talk about you. Um, Across the street, she's an older lady. She's like, oh, I just use the app. They deliver.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of a thing. Like we love our neighbor. We'll just call her Miss B.
Uh huh.
Miss B is absolutely awesome, but no, that was kind of a thing for you for shopping was to running into people you knew and
hmm
having that little community conversation because we all need toilet paper, all right. And so everyone has to go to the store at some point, or so we thought. Turns out we may be the last ones on the block that are still going to the store, and that's why we haven't been running into people.
hmm
So it's like, oh, well, that makes more sense.
Right.
So yeah, we're kind of moving into this. We're a little late to the party. We know there's probably a ton of you watching, going, "Oh my God, you still go to a real grocery store?"
Yeah.
Yes, we still went to a real grocery store and we still did our own shopping, and we touch the cart and we walk around and do all the things that shopping is.
hmm
Including standing in line while some 18-year-old with no clue what they're doing tries to throw canned goods with our, bread into a bag if ever there's a line open with a real human.
Right.
Talk about shopping. It's never been pretty and it only got worse.
Right.
So I understand
Yeah.
why there's now services that
hmm
deal with this crap for us. And so yay for those.
Yeah.
I kind of I have to say I have a lot of appreciation for the fact that there are people that have made this their job to continuously.
Uh huh. I do. I have appreciation for that. And then I'm also having an L moment of, okay, I can do 2 hours of this, or I can do 30 minutes of this at my time and set it and forget it, and it will arrive at my door.
Hmm.
hmm
Well, yeah, yeah. You're talking L being my sister.
Yes.
Yeah. So and we should talk about that because that's very also important to budgeting and planning.
hmm
Is my sister said this thing to me years ago and I didn't quite get it when she originally said it because like I was a stupid 18-year-old and like we don't have that experience yet. But she always talked about the fact that, there are things that I know how to do and I can very much do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have the knowledge, I have the skills, I have the ability. Is it worth my time?
Mm-hmm.
Because if I can take the same time that I'm going to spend doing it
Mm-hmm.
and make more than enough money to pay for it, like I'm going to make that amount of money like 3, 4, 5, 10 times over.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I taking time unless I really enjoy that activity, despite having the skills and ability?
Mm-hmm.
Why am I taking the time to do that
Mm-hmm.
when I can just pay someone?
Right.
So it is a bit of a higher minded thing, but it can come into things like Instacart and like, like any service that has like even a $5 charge.
Yeah.
Because quite frankly, we're all making minimum wage, federal minimum wage of 7.25 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
If something's taking you 2 hours to do,
Mm-hmm.
stop and question how much you really enjoy doing that thing, because it's costing you
Mm-hmm.
potentially $14.50 to do it.
Mm-hmm.
If you can pay someone else $5 to do it and save yourselves 2 hours,
Mm-hmm.
think it through. It might be worth it. Even if
Right.
you're sitting there looking with some sticker shock at $14 to do that, $10 to do that,
Right.
is it worth it?
Yeah. And right now we got a lot of free coupons. Use this service, try it for free. Your next 5 shops for $15 off. Yada yada yada. I'm taking fucking advantage. All right, guys,
Yeah.
let's hop into planning. We're going to keep talking as we're planning so you understand what we're doing because my planner's changed a little. It's grown. And that's because there are some other things that we've got to take care of.
Mm-hmm.
Or let me rephrase that. I've got to take care of.
Okay. In terms of talking about the different sections for your planner and adding stuff in?
Yes, like the
Well,
house section.
oh yes, that is. Yeah, that's that's a tread lightly pain point.
All right, so
Um,
looking at this week, I have a class still on Monday. It's
mhm.
at 3, which I need to go ahead and just put that in.
Oh, and that's worth bringing up because they saw all the classes go in last week. So how did those go?
Oh, they've been amazing. You guys are going to see some new spreads. I've really loved this master class. It's that one's got to get moved too, so that's got to go forward. So that's our monthly view.
Nice.
Yes, we're still budgeting. We still got to fill this in for a little bit of things we've had, but budgeting has gotten much simpler, which is
Cool.
great. We have not sat down and done the budget yet. We will be sitting down to do that sometime within the next 2 days for a reflection.
Mm-hmm.
Priorities, we're still working those out. Those are still kind of in the mix because we're holding off on those. Content calendar is doing well. We're still tracking our sleep. We look like we're on a 5-hour wrap, which is important
Mm-hmm.
to understand what that means. That means that I can do a lot, but I've got to have a 5-hour block of dead sleep.
Yes. That is your bare minimum real restorative sleep
Right.
time.
Time.
Mm-hmm.
Work tracking, we're starting to see patterns in money flow. So I've got to finish catching this up. It's in notes, but it's helped me set a schedule at this point. And you guys are going to see that. Content calendar, still doing amazing. We're very happy with it. You guys are seeing your content. All the shows are scheduled, so that's not gotten dropped. Moving into the new section. I do not like this divider. Like this was in my spare dividers. But I don't want to spend $100 for a housekeeping planner. So we're going to work on this. Celebrating the little things. All right. The little things, maybe having the trash took out.
Sometimes it's a little thing.
Yeah.
That means a lot.
Yes.
Especially when it's my office and it's like, what?
Yeah. So May is going to be in yellow. And I chose a dashboard planner to break this down, but let's start with the monthly. There's some important things that occur, and Joe's going to have to use Google because I can't use my keyboard and plan at the same time.
Okay.
All right. So when planning the housekeeping out, the 13th is out.
Oh, very much.
The 27th is out. Those days I'm not going to do anything.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and mark out the 29th and the 30th and the 31st.
Okay.
We're calling those dead days. There's no housekeeping going on those days. All right, when's my new moon?
One second. All right. Let's see, you have a new moon on May 19th.
Okay.
Full moon is May 5th.
Yep, we just went through that.
And then the next one's June 3rd.
Okay, which will be fine. So, we know that this is the house blessing. Which, we done that on Saturday. The 6th was the full moon one. We believe it literally just like, what you doing? What are you trying to get rid of? I'm like, anything came here. So, so we know the 19th is going to be the busy day. Let's plan around that. All right. Is there any other days that I need to go ahead and block out?
Let me look through real quick. Let's see. And your target time that might be the more important question because we may have a continuous Wednesday problem.
Okay.
Or a continuous Monday problem. As in, what time of day are you looking to do housework?
Well, it's supposed to be within my wake ups. Like it's been going.
Okay, then we may have a small problem with the Wednesdays that the invisible assistant has an appointment. Because your wake up is rough scheduled for noon, and their appointment window starts at 12:30.
Right. How do we handle that? Well, that's easy. Now let's do it this way. So we're going to just go ahead and take out our Wednesdays. Those are normally out days anyhow. Okay. So that looks basic, perfect, kind of. So there's nothing to be planned on Wednesdays unless it's errands and that type of thing. Mondays have continually been an easy day.
Okay.
Because I do normally go and do things if you're home. So Mondays may be errand days. But no. So that's what we're looking at. That's how we start blocking things out. Like this calendar will have stickers on these days.
Yeah, right? But that's basically everything I see for the month of May.
Right. All right. Here we go. Dashboard layout. Why did I go dashboard? Because you went and got me a quote for a lovely calendar, and I'm sure it's a wonderful system.
Okay.
It's the Clean Mama system. She has a lovely planner out, and that was what, $300 for her system?
Well, it depends. I think it's actually, I think that's the full price. Let me go look and see.
Okay.
Granted, she does have a first time 15% off.
And
then shop the collection. Oh, whoops. That was the wrong place. That was the so yeah, there's a Clean Mama Homekeeping Planner. That's $58.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Guide to a Clean Home 14. The Clutter Handbook is 14. The spray cleaning recipe labels are 14.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's kind of crazy. Like, there's all kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying to look through. There was this bundle. Let me see. I had to do it sort by price, and I think it's the high price. It was a little bit less than what I said. The Complete Clean Mama Printable Bundle
Right.
is $168, currently on sale for $99.
Right.
So yeah, that's let's see. That is, what else does that include? It's 13 kits, 444 pages, and $182 if purchased individually.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the Clutter Handbook, the Dinner Rotation and Menu Planning Guide, Guide to a Clean Home, Guide to a Flexible Routine, Guide to Going Paperless, Guide to Laundry, Home Binder, Productivity and Goals Reset Guide, Responsible Kid Kit, Whole Home Reset, Guide to Kitchen, Spring Cleaning Guide, and Guide to Bathrooms.
Yeah, that's a full planning system.
Yeah, it's a full planning system that's really focused on having a clean, organized, tidy home.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's I'm not knocking anyone who's like, that's what we're doing for like 2023, 2024, like that's our focus for this year. That's what I want. Let me build some habits and get my home clean, and that's going to be my growth for this year.
Right.
I think that's a lovely way to spend $100 and get a planner that will help you achieve and lock into a set of habits for the future. Not quite his biggest item for 2023.
Right.
Like, don't get me wrong, clean home, very important, very much something we want to have. But not something that we are in a point right now to make our A1 priority for 2023.
Right.
Or 2024.
Right.
Yeah. Like, we just need some of the pieces.
Right.
So that we can start developing that. And then, I don't know, maybe 2026, that'll be our year of cleanliness.
Well, by then we should have the witchy housekeeping out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I've eliminated Saturday. I have a sticker here. I'm at Beltane.
In the heels.
In the heels. In your guys are going to see this a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's that. Let's get to the things we know. First off, let's work on our menu. Joe, you've been presented with menu items. What do you want on Monday?
I guess let's do the barbecue chicken.
Okay.
And let's see. Yeah, that'll work well for Monday. Okay. Tuesdays are kind of cold evenings, so let's pull that chili for then.
Okay. Okay.
Help me out. What's our...
You have the Russian kibasi.
Okay, that's probably good for Thursday.
Okay.
And there was one more. Wasn't there?
We're out here. Let's just plan to be out here.
Yeah, Saturday we're out.
Yeah. There is the nibble tray.
Mm-hmm. That's okay, so we could do the Russian kibasi on Wednesday and a nibble tray on Thursday.
Okay.
I'm just saying we could. Either one's fine. I was looking at temperatures.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was trying to put the thing that was going to least heat the house on Thursday because we're supposed to bump up to like 81 degrees.
All right.
And it's like, yeah, let's not heat the house. So
All
yeah,
right.
nibble tray works beautifully Thursday. It'll be nice, cool, and refreshing while we are,
Right.
probably not roasting in the house, but it's not a time we want to have heat.
Right. And then Friday we'll do the leftovers to get the fridge cleaned.
There we go. And get ready for the weekend.
Yes.
Now I think an important part of any, like, we're going to be traveling on Saturday
Mm-hmm.
is what do we have simple for Sunday that is like the lowest effort?
That will be probably the deli wraps.
Okay. So yeah, let's just plan deli wraps for Sunday.
Right. All right. So let's be honest on what the work is here. Barbecue chicken's already sitting in the freezer. All we got to do is drop it into the slow cooker.
Mm-hmm.
Chili is in the freezer. All we got to do is set it in the slow cooker.
Mm-hmm.
Russian kibasi, I can do chop up these 2 nights and have it ready to just drop into the freezer. Nimble tray, it's simple and easy. It takes me 5 minutes. Deli wraps, Joe can do in no time.
Mm-hmm. And leftovers are just pull out, microwave, and go.
Yep, whatever's in there.
Like, that's it. That's where we're at.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, because I made a mega meatloaf on Thursday or Friday.
Thursday? Friday.
Friday.
No.
Yeah, because today's Sunday.
Was it Friday?
Yeah, it was Thursday.
Okay.
And it got turned into spaghetti on Friday.
Uh-huh.
No. I done it Friday. It went in on Saturday. We're having chicken parmesan tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And then it also made I baked off extra chicken today, which makes the barbecue chicken. And then the leftover spaghetti sauce gets turned into chili. And hopefully that will be the end of it. If not, the leftovers will kill it.
Yep. Leftovers will definitely kill it.
Yep. So that's the menu for the week. I will translate that into my purse planner, although I might not need that. We're still using the purse planner. I still record other things in my purse planner, which technically is my personal planner.
Mm-hmm.
I know you guys haven't got a setup of that. It's okay. All right, so Monday. Where did I take this from? All right. Let's see. Mondays are bathrooms. Okay. Tuesday is bedroom. Wednesday is off. Thursday will have to be the kitchen. Friday will be offices and packing. This is also trash day. And Sunday is restock day and prep for the week.
Yep.
All right. So there's that. So I'm going over here because I like these little boxes. This is the only thing I've ever found useful here. And we have dishes, trash, one load of laundry, feed the pets, and clutter, bust. So there's that, and I've got little spots here I can go and put a check mark in that I've completed that. And this is the dailies. All right. So let's move into other things here. So we're going to dust this day, and then vacuum, mop wood this day. We're going to sweep, mop, vinyl.
Vinyl, linoleum, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
We don't have great big ceramic tile anywhere in this house.
Well, technically we do, but it's covered up because it's nasty. I don't like it.
What?
I don't like it. The laundry room was tile.
Oh, that's right. I always forget the laundry room had tile.
Right. So we're here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Check one. Shopping. Duh. Down the major event this week. Pack Friday, which I need to film that. So we're going to have to get the camera out and set the tripod up because they wanted to see what I did with that. Okay, so this is projects. Right now I have 2 projects going on in the house. I need to freeze the potatoes because we have potatoes that needs frozen.
Yes.
And I'm going to cover the cabinet. I know what that is. Those are the 2 projects I'm getting done this week. All right. So this right here should take me an hour to get done. 30 minutes in each of these rooms, and that's all I'm doing. All right. So let's grab a sticky book. Hello, Parkland. Let's see what you've got, because I think you had cleaning stickers, didn't you? Is this the one that had them? Ooh, okay. I'll use that next week. Gizmo, shut up. And no, this is not the one that had housekeeping stickers. I am so upset. Not, really not. Alright. We're going to turn into our old faithful here, the Magenta 52 Dark Florals. We'll pop some stickers by these tasks so that it catches my eye that no, that's what I'm doing this day, that's what I'm doing this day. So, what was your thought of the menu last week? Did you like it? Was it a little much? Are you tired of tomato-based products yet?
No, I'm fine. I think we're gonna have to find like an inner spacing.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I think we can work this if we have a rotational of
Mm-hmm.
3.
Right.
Because I'm cool with the like I'm cool with those.
Mm-hmm.
It's just you're right, there is some overlap, and so our best bet is to have something that's that also works as a waterfall meal
Right.
or a series of waterfall meals,
Right.
meaning that one leads into the next, into the next, into the next. I think we just need a third one.
Yeah. Um, I'm thinking chicken based.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that would be a good tie third one. The problem is I would normally do like a, um, oh, we were talking about it last night. Pot pie.
Yes,
Yeah,
and that's not really doable.
that's not really doable right
Mm-hmm.
now. Anyway, so that's this week in the house. We've actually accomplished a lot. Everyone knows what I'm doing. So they can leave it alone.
There you go.
Adding in the litter box. Puppy pad.
Ooh, Shannon's gonna make goulash one night this week.
Ooh, that's great. So you're going to use leftover spaghetti sauce because it's always best the second day.
Tee-hee.
All right, so that's the newest section to the planner. All right, so this is the family section. Let's go over to this week. Well, first I want to get to the goal section. Then we're going to do the family section. That's what we're doing. Also notice the action step section. Because I need to get focused back on building goals. And that's one we should add to the rotation as soon as we find as soon as I do Thrive Market. Like that's the next, that's the next tester. You want to tell them what you have in the fridge to test right now?
Um. Oh, the cottage cheese based ice cream.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that's an interesting one because I hate cottage cheese. So if it's useful at all, I'll tell you right now, if you hate cottage cheese, I'm in the same boat. Like I can't even look at cottage cheese without a gag reflex. So I was a little on the idea that we were gonna like take cottage cheese and do anything with it.
Mhm.
But I have
I'll be
to
right back.
say the recipe that he found, at least the video for it, it does make the cottage cheese unrecognizable, and it looks like it'll actually be good. Because like it doesn't because I got a little taster earlier before it was frozen. And it does not have any. You wouldn't know there was cottage cheese.
Right,
Like I'm not tasting cottage cheese. I'm not smelling cottage cheese. I'm not like it's not cottage cheese.
right.
So as long as I never have to make it,
Yeah.
I think I'll be fine. So yeah, Shannon says it's got other flavorings and it's a different texture when you freeze it, more like frozen yogurt. She doesn't like cottage cheese either. I have to have it with lots of other things to mask the texture. And that curd texture gets you. I got you there. I'm there. I'm
Yeah.
there.
Well, the curd texture
Um,
isn't there.
right. Like
Yeah.
yeah, that's part of the issue. I have some issues with cottage cheese and ricotta because they both have similar but different textures, but they're close enough together. Like I'm okay with ricotta because it changes when you cook
Hmm.
it.
Right.
But cottage cheese, I don't care how much you tell me that, oh, you like, if you use it as a substitute for ricotta, you'll never know the difference.
Mm-hmm.
I know the difference.
Yeah.
Cottage cheese does not like melting. It stays very lumpy.
Really?
Yeah, and typically in like lasagna and stuff, it becomes the pocket of cottage cheese. I'm okay with it, but I don't love it.
Well, honey,
Like, I'm okay with it.
letting out a recipe that I'm going to be making. How did you like the um, keto version of the chicken rice casserole?
That one came out really good.
Uh huh. Hi,
Yeah,
Brenda.
like it was very different than what it was originally billed as, because the actual recipe I think you were telling me was like for a like keto version of chicken Alfredo.
Well, it was supposed to be chicken Alfredo.
Well, and Shannon, that's part of it, is it does
Nachos.
depend how you mix it up. Yeah.
Right.
Because yeah, usually it's people use it in place of ricotta and then spoon it in just like you
Mm-hmm.
were using ricotta, because that's typically one way to do it.
Right.
Is you do it beat with egg and then you spoon it in. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big fan of that. Now, if you mixed it with the meat, though, I don't know that the hamburger meat would survive, because typically my hamburger starts my spaghetti sauce, which then becomes the lasagna sauce. That, yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Like, I don't want my sauce getting all cheesy, is my bigger point. But
right.
yeah, hey, Brenda.
Hi, Brenda. What I did was I threw it in a blender.
Hmm. I don't know. That's where I'm back to, like, or just use ricotta.
No, I was talking about the chicken nachos.
Oh, okay. Just put it in a blender.
Yeah, I took and blended the cottage cheese.
Hmm. Like, yeah, it came out really good. Like, I can't be mad.
Yeah.
Again, it's one of those things. Cottage cheese is one of those things I'm a little leery of in recipes, because it's like, oh, either you're one of those cottage cheese people
Hmm.
and you don't understand there are those of us that just don't like cottage cheese. And you think it'll be okay because you like it. Or it's one of those recipes that actually does understand some people are just on cottage cheese, and it's like, no, really, guys, it's hidden. It's
Right.
there, but it's hidden.
Hmm.
I'm in camp two. Is like, if you're gonna bring in cottage cheese, it better be hidden.
Hmm.
Yeah, trust the process, Joe.
Yep.
It's just one of those ingredients, though.
Yeah.
Like, it falls in that weird category like peanut butter. I flippin' hate peanut butter.
Supposedly.
But here's the thing. That's what I was getting ready to go into.
Hmm.
Here's the thing. I don't like peanut butter on its own, or when it is distinctly
Hmm.
that is peanut butter, like a peanut
Hmm.
butter and jelly sandwich. No, that's peanut butter. But I do okay with like Reese cups. Like, I'm fine with a Reese cup.
Hmm.
I like peanut butter fudge. Oddly, I but it's got to have other things with it.
Right.
Like peanut butter pie is great. I like a peanut butter cake. Like, you got to bury it though.
Hmm.
Like, it's got to be lost in other things. That, like, yeah, I can taste some peanut butter,
Yeah.
but I have other things.
Right.
Just that straight hit of peanut butter. Like, I like peanuts. That's the weirdo part. I like peanuts.
Hmm.
Peanut butter is a totally different thing to me.
Right.
And it is. It's one of my weirdo moments. Oh yeah, see, that's the classic, and that's where this all. That's the genesis. My grandmother did it to me, Shannon. Shannon says my mom would do canned peaches on cottage cheese and try to get me to eat it. And I was just like, not even if hell freezes over. Yes. That's where I'm at. That's what ruined cottage cheese for me. And the experience is to me, that is also a horrible smell combo. Canned peaches and cottage cheese. That's no. No. Shannon likes the dark chocolate Reese's. It has more dark chocolate than peanut butter. I would be totally down with that, but I'm fine with the regular ones. Oh God. Brenda says, oh yes, Shannon, LOL, my mom loved that. My ex would put ketchup on cottage cheese and eat it. Y'all about to see me lose it on air. So Shannon says kids asked to try it one time. I got it for them with the understanding they had to come up with 3 different ways to try it. They tried it and decided they didn't like it. So we don't buy it. So Shannon points out regular Reese's are too sweet for me. I gotta be craving sugar. Yeah. See, and that's the weirdo thing for me is there is an instance where you will see me eat peanut butter straight out of a jar. It usually means my blood sugar is south of 60. Like it means I haven't eaten in probably either I haven't eaten in 2 or more days because this is a thing that happens with me, or I've had so much physical activity without food that I've dropped severely. Right. Like I'm not diabetic, but this is shit that happens to me. Right. Like I can go low in a heartbeat. You're hard pressed to get me over like 105, but I will drop into the 30s like a heartbeat.
And I agree, Brenda. Yes, that was when you should have realized something wasn't right with him. However, you know how recipes sometimes get mistranslated?
How so?
Like something gets missed in a published recipe.
Oh, you mean, or basically a recipe misprint?
Yeah.
Like, and it goes out and people have it, and because it sounded good, because they don't know how recipes work.
Right.
And then they make it, and they're like, ew.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm wondering if cottage cheese and peaches, the cottage cheese should have been blended with some vanilla. Make it creamy.
You know, that would have made a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, that may have been one of those like either that or there are people who dearly love cottage cheese, like, and they just look for stuff to put with it.
Right.
And I think that's a legitimate person. You know, I think you know you might have that reptilian DNA. But whatever works for you. I'm just saying to me, it is not normal. I think it is weird that people actually specifically love that. I'm like, how do you enjoy cottage cheese? Like, I don't get it.
And a blender. All right, so you've got some comments to read up while I decorate my goals page, and then we'll talk about them.
Oh, did we see the Halo rainbow?
I haven't.
Okay, I think we missed that one. So anyway, Shannon goes on to say, my doctor says my protein levels were too low because I haven't had much appetite because fibromyalgia has been making me hurt, no appetite. So I've been doing some extra peanut butter snacks. I understand. Cool. Oh, so the recipes she likes are the ones that are like salt to taste. Bitch, I hate salt. Me too. I just skip it. If you really want me to add salt, you need to tell me how much.
Yeah.
I will follow a recipe that tells me how much salt to use, but you tell me salt to taste, none, zero, nada. Moving on.
Yeah.
So Brenda then goes on, LOL, hate when it's on purpose, the old ladies that really don't want to share but do. Ooh, yeah, when an old lady has a recipe she doesn't really want you to have, And she'll give you the ingredients and some effed up motherfucking quantities. Good fucking luck.
Yeah.
Although that isn't always intentional. I actually had that happen after my grandmother passed. Her church hosted a luncheon for the family, for our family, for my grandmother's family, after the service, and my brother-in-law fell in love with a thing called a George Washington. I think it was a George Washington salad. And it's this funky little Jello dessert that's got all kinds of stuff in it. And this one little old lady who made it, and she wasn't really probably that old, but anyway, she made it and she wrote the recipe from memory and handed it to us. And she got in touch with us later and she's like, I don't know where my brain was, but that ain't it.
Right.
She said, I've thought about it the whole way home, and that isn't what I do. She said, I don't know why I wrote it like that. She said, but I came home and I copied the real recipe. And let me mail it to you. Like, she was just beside herself. She didn't know what I think it's one of those moments is some things you do by memory. Like, you've done it so many times, you know exactly what you're doing, and you put yourself in the kitchen with the ingredients and you can do it. Someone asks you to explain it and you just get, I don't know, I think I do this, and then that, and then you start thinking it through later and you're like, oh God, where was my brain?
Well, not only that, but sometimes, you do things so often. I know with me, especially cooking, like cooking with Aeson is going to be interesting because I'm going to have to think, okay, how much is that?
Oh yeah, your recipes are fun anyway. Wait one cigarette.
Yeah. Which, if you don't smoke,
bake for half a pack.
Who was it that someone asked me for my mashed potato recipe? That's what it was. That's one of the things is like, go smoke 2 cigarettes.
Yeah, really. Oh no. I don't remember who asked for the mashed potatoes.
I know who. One of the baristas did.
Oh, okay, that's right. And yeah, we've already explained that a little bit.
Yep.
Maybe homemade cottage cheese would be okay. It's a different texture. Yeah, that's very possible. Yeah. Oh, so Brenda's all excited. Ooh, old church lady Jello. Crunchy or shredded veggies don't belong in Jello. Then they put a big old dollop of real mayo on the slice. I was made to be polite and eat some. Oh, yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. That is, what is that called?
Crack?
No. It was a whole thing. It was this weird part of cooking that existed in the 60s. It was a comfit, I think. It was the of cooking. It was the avocado toast of its day. And a lot of, and I don't mean you have to be from the 60s to remember this, there were a lot of people that locked in that this was a thing that was, no, it's not a compote. A compote's a totally different thing. I think it's a confit. It's spelled like CONFIT.
No, that's
not what it is.
Garlic.
It was savory Jello. It was a weird moment in
time and history.
Yeah. Aspics.
Yuck.
Aspics.
No.
It was this big to do in the 60s with Jello, and no, it does not belong. It does not belong. If this is your gourmet level cooking, get
Stop.
out.
Go to McDonald's.
Get
Get out of
out.
my kitchen. You will get cooked.
Yeah, so shredded cabbage, celery, walnuts, etc. Walnuts can be okay. It depends upon what you're making, because that's part of a Waldorf, and that's fine.
Debatable.
Oh,
I remember this delicious, and I can't find the recipe. I have yet to find the recipe. It had grapes and nuts and cucumbers and mayonnaise. I remember that much. The rest of it I can't find. And every time I look at a Waldorf salad, it's not a Waldorf salad, but it was called a Waldorf salad.
Oh, not with the cabbage.
Yeah.
says Brenda. Not with the cabbage, Joe. No, I'm not saying all those things together. I'm saying the walnuts. The walnuts were okay. Like, I thought you were just listing out things that don't belong in Jell-O, and I was like, now wait a minute on the walnuts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't love walnuts, but I can appreciate walnuts. They can have a place. I would substitute with pecans. But that's just me, and that's how I roll. If I see the word walnut, I hear pecan. It's very simple like that.
Right.
But yeah, no, aspics, however, all the range of those. Oh, I gotta ask though, Brenda, you have seem to have the most experience with little old ladies and their damn aspics. Have you had the spaghetti Jell-O, or have you ever seen someone do it? Like, I'm just curious. I do not actually know someone who has encountered that one. I just want to have that moment of like, I know someone who's actually seen or had it.
Both and no. Just no.
Spaghetti Jell-O, no. Big no. Okay, I didn't know you had that one.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, and I mean, don't get me wrong, they're very gorgeous photos, but that's all they are.
No, they are not. They are a sadistic call for help from a housewife that needs some Geritol and some pick-me-up, and a husband that is most likely abusive.
Honey, if you're pouring, Jell-O and SpaghettiOs into a Jell-O mold or a bundt pan, I think you've had all the pick me up you need. You need to bring me down, like put her down and let her go to sleep and get beyond this. Because you've gone into crazy lady space. That's not a thing. But yes, Brenda has seen it and got busy helping in the other room.
Yeah, no.
But no, there's horrible things. And now again, there's like whole cookbooks and they have gorgeous photos. And visually it can be very pretty. Jell-O, well, gelatin, because this isn't your standard like strawberry. Well, it can be in some instances, but it isn't your normal Jell-Os. It's just gelatin. Yeah. Oh God, there's a cheeseburger Jell-O aspic. Ugh.
No. Not unless it's the Jell-O flavor is Thousand Island. Then we'll debate it.
No, but don't get all bent out of shape. There is actually like I'm just finding a vintage grandmother, my grandmother's vintage Jell-O recipes. This is from 2021 on All Recipes. Oh, these are fun. Oh, so yeah, Jell-O mold salads of the 70s and 80s were a bit of a kitchen sink approach. There were standard favorites like Watergate salad and strawberry pretzel concoctions. However, there were also experimental, almost pop art creations that appeared at holidays and special occasions and Tuesdays.
Mhm.
I never knew what to expect, but ground beef and diced tomatoes made an appearance once. Because there were hungry children somewhere, I immediately tried a few bites of each on the fly recipe. Jello is still a great base for experimenting. Try some veggies or pretzels and think about your grandmother. I love it. I love it. It's not that all of these are bad. It's just I don't know. The '60s were a wild time, and people did a lot of drugs and played with Jello. Like, let's just all be grateful that the '60s and the '70s did not have TikTok. Okay, because there would be a Jello talk, which there probably is, but there would be a Jello talk, and more importantly, an aspic talk that would just horrify us all.
Sorry.
Shannon is on the same boat. Look, all I'm saying is when you see some of those old recipes, you realize those housewives were given some strong ass drugs. Yes, they were. Yes, they were. Oh, they very much were. But no, I do have to say that some of the like different colored like normal flavored Jellos are actually really nice. Jello and cream cheese is oddly a good combo, strangely. And yeah, sodas and Jello can work. Stick to your clear sodas. Stick with your clears. The dark ones, it turns everything dark. You get the caramel
Right.
color.
All right, so I have all my stuff in this week.
Awesome.
No, I don't.
Oh. So Brenda goes on to say canned tomato soup mixed with Jello, then whatever that abused stoned housewife cleaned out of the back of the fridge.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because you do not know how many of these focus on hot dogs.
Yes, because it was the
Like,
cheapest meat at the time. Oh, and that's
well,
mostly 70 recipes when inflation was where we're at now.
yeah. Those are typically more typical of the '70s when you get hot dogs and Vienna sausage and things like that.
Right.
But no, they're like some of them. I have a weird perversion with them. Okay, I just think they're hilarious to look at and go, "Who the hell?"
Yeah.
Like like they're all individual cries for help. But I have this moment. I want to decipher what the cry was.
Help! Get me away from my
Well,
husband. Get me out of my house.
besides help and or get me away from my husband, like what was your specific trauma?
All of it.
Like what led you to this? Like are they all just a generic cry for help, or were they like individual? Like if you use, say boiled eggs, what like is there a
You're pregnant
I
and don't know how to tell him.
okay, I'm just saying, like
I know. Just keep going. Start giving you commentary on it.
oh, okay. But no, I'm just more so being funny. I can't actually poison him, but I can hope something doesn't agree with him. That's theory. That's a theory. But yes. But no, I think we can all agree Jello is a dessert and really shouldn't make an appearance in your general dinner table unless, now I will give credit. Not everyone loves it, but our family had enough of it, and I do have an appreciation for it. The faux cranberry salad made with Jello. That is the only exception I have to should Jello be on my dinner table, not my dessert table. Because that one works out okay.
Okay.
I will say I like standard cranberry sauce and cranberry, like actual cranberries, better.
Mm-hmm.
But I will allow for a faux cranberry salad made with Jello. Oh, so Shannon says, I do lots of story game writing, and one of my more entertaining characters is very much the old fashioned housewife that would kill you with love. LOL. Don't make her mad. You might not survive dinner.
You should be used to
See,
that.
I feel like Shannon would have loved my mother dearly, because don't make her mad. My mother can wield a number 12 cast iron skillet like nobody's business. Was and she did. If we haven't told you the story, a brother of mine got the bright idea way back when, to, in our basement, light a joint right underneath, the living room. Yeah, mom was not having it. She met him at the top of the stairs with a 12-inch cast iron skillet, chased him around the house, and my brother jumped off the back porch and broke both legs in his attempt to escape her.
All right, darling. Do you have
Just
anything
saying.
in orange that we need to plan for this week?
In orange?
Yes. Things that either you need me to deal with or you need me to make sure that you are, like, what's your plans this week?
Okay, well, I have my normal appointment on Monday from 3:30 to 4:30.
Okay. Well, I'll be visiting a live class at that time.
Okay. Well, at least for half of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've got that. We have a client appointment on Wednesday. I don't know what color you want to put that in.
What? Keep going. What time?
3:30 to 4:30 on Wednesday. Are you putting it on Wednesday or Tuesday?
Tuesday.
I'm sorry.
You're fine.
Oh, watch the Midwestern Housewife on TV. Yes, I love her. She's hilarious.
Yep.
Oh, Shannon said, "Oh my God, I forgot to save it when I was scrolling earlier. A woman was talking about where she broke her great grandma's iron skillet, hitting her husband over the head with it."
Yeah, the handle can be very fragile. Make sure you aim more so that you're hitting at the top of the skillet so that you can brace the handle. But anyhow,
It's sad for the skillet, but I think great grandma would have approved.
mm-hmm, very much so. All right, so
Um,
next.
so I think that's me for the week.
Awesome. All right, moving on to the assistant.
All right. So Monday, 4 to 8.
Okay,
Tuesday, 4 to 8.
okay.
Wednesday, 4 to 8.
Someone took an easy scheduler.
Thursday, nothing. Friday, 11 to 4.
Awesome. And of course, we don't know the weekend.
Nope, won't find that out till Thursday or Friday.
Yep. All right, guys. So I've created my goal thing. This is the thing I tried to do last week. It didn't work out as far as creating it. But here's my weekly goals for this week: 120 ounces of water in a day, staying at 442 or losing 2 pounds. I would be nice to be at 240. I would like to be happier at 218. That's my goal for the year. That's my fitness. My personal is to journal each day and to keep the planner up to date because sometimes it gets behind as we're making changes and stuff like that. Fun and Rack, we've got Second Life, and then I'm also got Beltane and the Heels to add here. I want to have some fun there.
Yes.
All right, spiritual. I need to keep my opening process going on. It's a little ritual I started doing. Work. I need to complete the Take Control class, complete the Master's course, and complete the Take Control course. Financially, I'd like to make $387 a day. That would be sweet.
Yes.
Family is to keep the Us project moving, and then the house is to keep the house cleaning as planned. And then later, at the end of the week, I will go and rate the week, and then we'll evaluate where we're going with this. But you guys may notice this is a lot like Moxie Life. I felt this is one of the tools of Moxie Life, and I will probably end up having one of their notebooks next month. All right, this is me using the dashboard planner to plan everything out so that we can all see what's going on one single page. It's a very busy week for the household.
It is.
Yeah, we've got the Us project going on through 3 days this week. We've got an event to go to. We've got the shows going on. We've got my network schedule, which we've basically tuned out to be 10 p.m. to 4 p.m. And then I've got 2 live classes. We also have a client meeting. One client meeting. I think we have another client. We have a sit-down meeting sometime this week. We just need to figure out when, Joe. And that's all the fun stuff going on.
Okay.
Yeah. And I went flowers. I've been going flowers. I really like that. Now, this is a dashboard planner, but I don't like this box. Because this is where we've done the menu planning. Well, the menu planning is now in the house planner, so I just covered it up with a sticker.
Hey, there you go. That works beautifully.
So that's this weekly plan. So we're going to switch over to you.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, mine actually, I'll go ahead and say, does not have a whole lot in it yet. I do have to take some time and get mine all set up. I have blocked off some work hours. Though, yeah,
I do have to do camera move. There we go.
Yeah. So I do have to do some correction there on Monday. My highlighter went a little longer than I meant for it to. But that'll be fine. And I got my weather in. I have to go back through my to-do list and write in my dailies. So yeah, we'll have that. Of course, we'll see you guys on Tuesday for Psychic Coffee Shop. I'm planning some really big work days this week. I'm hoping that I'll actually be able to have those work days this week.
Right.
So we'll see how that turns out. I have a client meeting on Wednesday. Again, another big work day. A lot of 9 to 5s. I've really got to start getting back up at 7. I kind of don't have a life that accommodates me getting up later in the day, or at least not as later in the day as I'd prefer. Plus, this week, with us being out of town on Saturday, I really have to pack in as much as I can Monday to Friday to rebalance. So, yeah, and those are just core hours. I may do, I would prefer to end up doing more than that, but these are the bare minimum for me to be able to make Saturday not a high stress, like, oh my God, I got nothing done all week. Ah!
Right. Well, so Friday you will have to go get a car.
Right. And I was also leaving time on Friday to pack. So yeah, we've got that.
Right.
And then yeah, Saturday we are out of town, so I don't have work hours scheduled, but I will have to figure out how to get some stuff done. On the polar extremes of that day. And then we come back and should be back at the house sometime on Sunday, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And so right now, I've loosely, at least in my head, it's loose. I've scheduled a full work day, but we may have to shift it around.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay. All right. And of course, everything breaks into my dailies. We know my process. Next week, you may guys see me fill in the dailies. I'm going to do that after the show, but I'll show you basically. I've already went through and done the basic setup. I'll show you the changes I've done to it, though, and then we can get on to our favorite segment of this, which is, Joe, have you ruined my week with your weather?
Yes, basically. Let's just go ahead and sum that up right now. Yes, the weather is horrible.
All right. There we go. All right, so some modifications. I have gone in with my what is that, stencil, and laid in calendar blocks in the reminder section. I went back and grabbed my stickers so that I can go through and like recurring tasks that happen the same day every week are posted there. So I've gone through the week and like upload the show, that type of thing. But no, forever and a day, I've been trying to figure out how to use these little round stickers. It works lovely to cover up this today's focus block, which I hope that in the next iteration of this design, that's deleted.
Well, I don't know. I think I'd be hoping that it stays, so you do have a place to add that beauty, because otherwise they'll cover it up with something.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that next something will be something you like, and then it'll be like, but where do I put my pretty?
Right. So there's a sticker. I do some stickering in through here when they're filled out because it is about pretty. I don't like the self-care box like that. I gets whited out and then a note or my schedule gets put there for like network or whatever. So it's a quick reference. All right, Joe. Grab the weather stickers. Do I need the snow stickers?
I don't think you need the snow stickers this week.
All right.
Yeah, you don't need those. I'd be picking up the rain ones.
Well, I have a whole page of them.
Oh, good. Good. We'll see if you have any left after this week.
Okay. Well, let's go.
All right. Monday is rain.
Okay.
76 and 60.
Okay.
All right. Tuesday is rain.
Okay.
68 and 49.
Okay.
Wednesday is partly cloudy.
Ooh, a sticker of an arc. I would like that, Brenda. Okay.
75 and 52.
Okay.
Thursday is partly cloudy.
Okay.
81 and 57.
Okay.
Friday is rainy.
Okay.
78 and 61.
Okay.
Let's see, that's Friday. Saturday is rain.
Uh-huh.
76 and 61.
right. And Sunday?
And Sunday is rain.
Okay. So definitely packing the red-handed knife, if I can find it. And what is it?
79 and 57.
Okay. Right, so there's that. Go ahead and finish this week's sticker block out. So, you actually someone that was already using my system. We watched it together the other day. I was really shocked that someone else was doing this.
Oh, the same sticker over, or
No, the monthly sectionals and then the dailies.
right. Yeah, because you were all into their top tab system.
Yeah, I love my top tabs.
Yes.
All right, guys. Well, that is Psychics of Plans. I know we did not take a break. It was because we had a lot going on and a lot of things that, we wanted to fill you guys in on. Of course, you can always, if you want to know the juicy details, you want to be over in our Patreon, because that's where we basically tell a lot more than what we tell on the show. You get exclusive content. And what else do they get, Joe?
Oh, well, they also get discounts on a reading with you. So, yeah, we love our Patreons. And so at the $1 level, they get a 25% discount. And at the $5 level, they get a 50%. And then at the $10 level, a 75% discount.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And
They also get, into the gallery readings, and you get your daily affirmations and all of that good stuff. Yeah.
Early access to content, voting rights on some things. Like, do we really want to do this, or is this just boring to you all? Do we really want this, or does it just not sound right? So, like right now, there's a poll up for baristas that haven't voted. Go vote, please, on new product ideas.
There we go. Now, I think we did skip over something. I think we forgot to pull the 3 card.
We did. Let's get that going. Oh, come on. All right, so first up is the Fool. Time for a new start. Then we have the World card, which means we're finishing out cycles, completing things, going back to where we started at. And then we have the Five of Wands, which reminds us to play some. So overall, this week is going to be a lot of completing cycles, starting new, and taking time to play.
All right.
Very cool. Very interesting. And you guys didn't see the cards. I'm sorry. I didn't realize had forgotten that. All right, so first was the Fool,
Mm-hmm. There you go.
then the World, and then the Five of Wands. Yep. And that'll go out in the newsletter and be published as soon as my techie takes on the techiness of it.
Yes.
Yes. All right, guys. We do want to switch over and take a moment to thank our Patreons. They are our amazing creators. Now, Patreons, remember, if you're coming to Beltane in the Heels, please let me know. There's a reason.
Yes. So, of course, we want to thank Beverly Walker, Mika G, Kathy, Mary Winfield, Brenda, Shannon C, Shannon D, Lady Gwendolyn, Charles Shaw, Tracy Van, Caitlin Bell, and Devin. If you'd like to learn more about us, the show, or how you too can become a Patreon sponsor and all the wonderful benefits our baristas receive, please visit us at PCSPnetwork.com.
So, we guys will see you Tuesday night. Bye, y'all.
Bye.